Chief, what's good, y'all? Back for another video today. This is another very important video that we must talk about. Today, in this video, we're going to talk about Atlantis, y'all. Atlantis. Now, a lot of y'all probably heard stories about Atlantis, y'all. You know, you've seen different cartoons about it and whatnot and things of that nature. The first time I've heard about Atlantis was when I watched that cartoon, Atlantis. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all watched that. It was a Disney movie out that came out a long time ago that was called Atlantis. That was the very first time I ever heard about Atlantis, and it was very confusing because in that movie they kind of made it seem like Atlantis was underwater and whatnot, which to some extent it is like that. But see, here's the thing. I thought Atlantis was like a literal city underwater, but they live in water. Like, I thought Atlantis was where the mermaids was. That's what I thought in the past. So that movie kind of confused me, and a lot of information that I received from different people in the past was confusing. Now, Atlantis, a lot of us that's here right now, which I'm talking about the so-called blacks and Latinos, y'all are descendants from Atlantis, and that's the reason why you are an Anunnaki god or goddesses. Atlantis is the original name of this landmass that we're on. Not just America. I'm talking about the whole landmass that you see. I'm from Africa, from Asia, from India, from Germany. This whole landmass is Atlantis. And it's not separate in these separate continents like how we see on the map. It's all together. It's one landmass that's all together as one. This whole thing makes up Atlantis. Now, Atlanta, Georgia, that's the capital of Atlantis, which would be on the 33rd parallel. There's quite a few cities that's on the 33rd parallel. That's the reason why Atlanta is one of the biggest cities right now. That's the reason why music is going so hard in Atlanta. That's the reason why they call Atlanta the Black Hollywood, because that's basically what it is. That's the capital. That's the reason why there's so many black people in Atlanta. That's the reason why when I worked for the railroad, Norfolk Southern, in Atlanta as a conductor, that's the reason why the motherfucking yard masters and train masters and fucking superintendents, these motherfuckers used to be trying to fire us so hard out here in Atlanta. They wanted to fire us for everything. They wanted your ass fired. That's because this area is predominantly black folks. So they knew that if we fire a lot of motherfuckers over here, it's gonna be black folks. So we ain't gotta worry about shit. That's the reason why it's like that. Now, the people originally from Atlanta, Atlantis, we wasn't this color that we are today. We are this color that we are today because they took the hydrogen out of the fucking atmosphere. Long ago, we didn't breathe oxygen, y'all. We breathed hydrogen. Oxygen is low-key poisonous to us. Low-key. Slowly over time. That's the reason why your skin is this color that it is now. Because, the oxygen basically kind of like bleached your skin. Kind of like, how a penny, when you fucking leave it out and it turns green, it turns colors. That's basically what happened with us. The same shit, basically. So, we used to be, before time and before they invaded the planet, we used to be, red, green, some of us was blue, rainbow colors. We was different colors, the same shit that you see now. So Atlantis was basically like how you see now, to where you saw different shades of different people. The only difference is we was all so-called blacks or Latinos. We had black or Latino spirits. All the rest of these human races that you see on this planet now, they not supposed to be here. They not from this planet. Human beings, we know your human beings, your Asians, your Caucasians, your Dravidians, your Arabs, and your Mexicans, they all come from planet Nern. They was created by our brother Satan, who turned his back on us, who basically started all this shit that you seeing happen now, started because of Satan. So when they came here, they basically drained all the oxygen out of the fucking atmosphere, and they drained all the hydrogen out of the atmosphere, and we breathe oxygen now. And this oxygen is the reason why it changed our colors. And that's also part of that's part of how we feel in vibration and all that nonsense and whatnot. We also was super, super, super fucking tall at that time too. They say the shortest Anunnaki god was 50 feet. That was like the shortest they come. We was a lot taller than that. We was like 100 feet tall. We was tall as fuck, y'all. And that's another that's another thing that happened. We fell in vibration. We started dropping in size, and we started looking more like them. But y'all gotta understand that this basically is Atlantis right now, y'all. That's the reason why all around the world you gonna find like fucking these pyramids and whatnot. We built those pyramids with our minds. That's the reason why they can't build the pyramids now. The pyramids that you see all around, especially the ones in Egypt, they was built by, the mind, telekinesis. And they started from the top up, from the top all the way down to the bottom. That's how they was built. And that's the reason why they look like that, because nigga, they literally just put, stacks on top of each other. That's all the pyramids really fucking, that's all it is, y'all. It's just like stacks put on top of each other, basically. So that's how they built the pyramids. Now, with this whole shit, as far as with this being Atlantis and whatnot, all these things they did as far as creating different continents and all this nonsense like this was all techniques to keep us from noticing that, damn, this is Atlantis. They split the whole map up, they flipped it around, and then they created all these different names for these different sections and gave it to the human beings and, the Pleiadians and motherfuckers like that. So, with that being said, all this shit that goes on, y'all gotta understand, it's all just a big ass front just to keep us from remembering who we are. Because if we was to realize that shit, we are the fucking Atlanteans, Anunnaki gods, we'll be trying to get our shit back. Now, there's another part of Atlantis, but this shit is like the inner earth. And I don't know too much about the inner earth like that, but I know that the inner earth is on a different vibration, and that's kind of like, it's almost like second dimension vibrations, basically, frequencies. That's the frequencies you get down there. So you kind of got to have a different vibration to go into the inner earth. You can't just be like, shit, I'm finna go into the inner earth. You can't do that shit. You'll fucking pass out or get sick or something will happen to you. And to be honest with y'all, these inner earths, there's different caves and whatnot right here on earth to this day that you can find to go to the inner earth. Some of them are in Egypt, but like I said, first of all, you ain't gonna be able to just find that shit. And then on two, you can't go down there anyway because you're not on that vibration. You have to be on a certain vibration to go to the inner earth. But as Atlanteans, what y'all gonna start to notice is we gonna have to start fucking building Atlantis back up. And that's what a lot of these people be talking about when y'all be hearing them talk about, yo, we gotta start building things. That's because we gotta start building our city back to the way it was before the war and before it was invaded by these reptilians, these Pleiadians, and these human beings, and these Arturians, and these Andromedans. Our city was very advanced. We had all kinds of beautiful structures, crystal towers, portals, wooden portals, all different types of portals. Big, huge, beautiful forests. This whole thing was like a big ass forest. That's how it basically was, y'all. There wasn't no big ass Atlanta city to where you see all these tall ass towers and shit, and there ain't no trees around. It's just a big ass fucking concrete jungle, as Bob Marley would say. That's all it is, y'all. There wasn't none of that in our Atlantean times. There was always trees around everywhere you go, and not just a couple trees here and there. It was trees everywhere. And on top of that, another thing, like the energy, and this is another shit that goes on. The energy was so much purer back at that time. The energy was pure because we had inner energy. Energy that came from that came from Kai, Tiamat. We had energy that self-sufficient energy that basically just kept replenishing itself. Nowadays we got all kinds of electricity and that's kind of like dirty energy almost. It's not healthy for the planet. It's good, and it's not as good as the natural, inner energy that we had back in Atlantean times. That's the reason why we also had anti-gravity at that time. So motherfuckers had, floating cars and shit, which we really didn't need that shit anyway, because also at that time as Atlanteans, we had the ancient technology called a Merkaba, which that shit was took from us from the fucking, because what happened was when the Pleiadians first struck off the war, they was the first ones to start the war. And that's the reason why I be like, fuck the Pleiadians. The Pleiadians is these motherfuckers that y'all see down here with the blue eyes, with the fucking long blonde hair. A lot of them dye their hair now. A lot of them dyed their hair a different color. Their natural color is blonde. Natural color is blonde with blue eyes. And they have that goldish, skin. And they just be out in the sun. Be aware that normal, regular human beings can't get sunlight like that, y'all. So when they be out here trying to, talk about how, when you be seeing these human beings and shit, and you be thinking that they human beings and they be all at the beach and shit, those are not human beings, y'all. They're not. Those are not human beings. So these Pleiadians, they was the first ones to attack us when they first came down here. They was the first ones to start blowing up our towers. They was the first ones to cut down our trees and shit like that. But they still was getting fucked up. We still was beating their ass. So what they did was they went to the Moors, and we assigned the Moors. The Moors is us too, but we assigned the group of us to go basically train the human beings, which was here. Matter of fact, let me take that back. The Pleiadians and the human beings was the first ones to attack us. So the Pleiadians was posing as human beings the whole time, some of them, while some of them was just posing as regular Pleiadians. But basically what they did is, while we sent the Moors to teach these human beings how to be like us, how to be gods, basically, the Pleiadians was there too, and they talked the Moors into teaching them the ancient technology of the Merkaba. And that's when they stole that shit from us, basically. And they swiped it out of our memory. That's the reason why we don't have the Merkaba right now at this time. But these Pleiadians do. We just don't see it. We don't know, but they have that shit. You ever been somewhere chilling and the motherfucking white person just pop up out of you out of no fucking where? A white person with blue eyes, they just pop out of no fucking where. Like, what the fuck? Merkaba, bro. It's basically where they can achieve a light body. Basically, it's like a small ball of light, and they can basically just transfer their body and whatnot and different things into this technology. So it's a lot of shit that we lost, a lot of shit that we got to get back, y'all, as Atlanteans. There's a lot of shit that we got to get back, and a lot of shit finna start coming to light, y'all. It's about to start coming. That's the reason why y'all got to start paying attention. We got to start really getting our awareness on point, because a lot of this shit is going to be put in pure sight, but it's only going to be for people who know what's up. Motherfuckers that sleep is going to go blow right over their head. So you could be somebody that's, into spirituality, but you could be not 100% woke yet, and you could be unaware of shit. A lot of y'all, the only time y'all get information is from watching videos and shit. Sometimes you got to go out there and look for this shit yourself. It's out there, and you can easily find it. And on my other video that I'm going to post today, I explain to you how you can find, shit on online like that. But anyways, y'all, this is another video that I wanted to just drop today that y'all need to know this information. This is Atlantis, y'all. We are here in Atlantis right now. It's just all tore the fuck up because these fucking Pleiadians, the human beings and the reptilians, and these Arturians and the Andromedas tore our shit the fuck up. And they trying to take all our resources and they trying to get out of fucking Dodge. That's what they trying to do. I said this before, y'all, but I would not be surprised And Fort Knox is a whole fucking spaceship or somehow. It got a spaceship connected to it. Because all the gold and shit is in Fort Knox. All the gold that they seized from us and traded it for this punk ass, paper ass, fake ass monopoly money. All the gold that they seized is in Fort Knox. So wouldn't it be smart as hell to have Fort Knox set up to a way to where motherfuckers can just hop in there and that shit is a whole airplane and they can just fly out of the fucking atmosphere? Y'all gotta think about shit like that. But like I said, anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Chief, I'm out.